Former President Donald Trump pleaded not.
Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve podcast takes a close-up look at controversial subject matter and hot-button topics, adding humor, cynicism, and a dose of reality to the stuff we're not supposed to talk about anymore. Politics, religion, sex, gender identity, violence, corruption. Nothing is left unturned in this lighthearted approach to information dissemination. The world is experiencing a pandemic of cowardice. 80% of people do not believe the craziness they've been coerced to agree with. Grab a friend, grab a beverage, and dive in with us as we take on the narrative and blast social stigmas with truth. Here are your hosts, Patriots Ray Amanat and Steve Reed.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve. I'm Ray Amanat here in sunny Port Richey, where we're actually breaking some records here as far as highs in temperature. But it's funny, they said we're going to break a record yesterday here in Port Richey, 88 degrees, which was made in 1943 or something like that. So hey, it was a heat wave back then also. So I guess there was global warming in 1943. Joining me also is my co-host, Mr. Steve Reed, from somewhere in an undisclosed safe house up in northern Texas. Welcome, Steve.
Howdy. How are you?
Howdy. Are you going to get snow again here
Probably
sometime
so.
soon?
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
I saw your weather reports, and you got snow,
Yeah.
tornadoes, and everything is just
Yeah.
hitting you. I think
Well, it's been nasty around. Not likely snow.
I think it's the Chinese weather balloons that are possibly
Yes.
controlling the weather.
It's probably so. That's probably true, Ray. I don't think that I hadn't even thought about that. You're connecting the dots.
I am.
Right. You're right. You're
Everything
right.
is all China.
Yep.
So, what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. The news.
It's been
It
flat
hasn't
the
been
past
much
few
going
days.
on. I mean, it's been.
It's like, Ray, I feel like I fell asleep and nothing has changed in the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 years, whatever. It's just,
Nothing has changed. The only thing that's consistent is the corruption in our government.
well, that is very true. That is very true.
I guess that's something we could talk about today, isn't
Well,
it?
I'm thinking, Ray, are we dealing with any kind of distractions in the world today?
A lot of distractions.
Well, Ray,
Explain this to us.
I know when you were a youngster growing up, you probably had one of these books where you do the "Where's Waldo" routine. This one could be "Where's the laptop," or "Where's the crime," or "Where are the
Illegal document.
illegal documents." I mean, there are just all kinds of things. So you look at this illustration and you can't find Waldo until you take the frame away and you can see Waldo right there in the middle. So Ray, do you think we're dealing with another Where's Waldo right now?
Maybe so.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing. And I know you've been keeping your eyes on the news, watching about the indictments and the Inquisition. I mean, the arraignment, and might as well be an Inquisition.
I've been sick to my stomach. The whole thing is still a witch hunt, a big witch hunt of nothing but lies.
Yes. Ray, before we go any further, we need to give our disclaimer that this is an opinion-based program, and it does not necessarily reflect the opinions of our guests or our sponsors or affiliates, anybody else. These are our opinions, but they are based in fact. So
Yeah, a lot of people, don't really take us too seriously sometimes. I don't know why. But yeah, these are our opinions. And you can take it with a grain of salt, whatever you want.
oh, right. So obviously recovering from your surgery from a month or so ago.
Yeah, finally the anesthetics have worn off. I'm feeling great.
Oh, right. Yeah, all right. So what was your first impression as you were watching the things unfold yesterday?
Um, it, just from seeing body language of Donald Trump and everything else, he's ready. He's a racehorse that's ready to
Yeah.
go. Um, uh, he's taken names, and I hope he goes after all of these people that have
Yeah.
been trying to tear him down.
You know,
But
you may remember back during the 80s when Ronald Reagan was running for his second term, and he's in a debate with Walter Mondale, and Mondale starts going after him on something. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Mondale. And Reagan's response was, "Well, there you go again."
right,
And you have to know that that is exactly what President Trump was thinking while he's sitting in that courtroom. Well, there you go again. It's just more of the
it's
same.
yeah, and it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. The amount of police that was present just to deal with that, the amount of Secret Service that was present, for what? A misdemeanor? This guy has let more criminals go
Yeah,
that have
exactly.
done worse things than what they're claiming Donald Trump has done, that they want to turn into a felony.
Well,
It's a joke.
he's trying to get bragging rights, is what he's trying to do.
Oh,
Because
I
you,
see
you
what you did there.
yeah, you like that. He's looking for higher.
Damn.
Yeah, thank you very much. He's trying to get himself set up so when he wants to run for governor of New York, then he could say, "Well, I'm the only one that was able to get an indictment and pass and so forth and so on. Got him arrested. I got him fingerprinted. We took his mugshot and so forth." It's like, hey, yeah, well, whoopee. You can indict a ham sandwich in New York.
It's funny because all of the left wing pundits and all the different TV shows and news shows, it's scripted. It's like they were sent the same thing because they were all saying, "This is a sad day. This is a sad day."
Yeah,
The,
I know.
the
I saw
same
that.
words, sad day, sad
I
day,
know.
sad day. Everyone has to say it's a sad day that this happens to a president, but and then they're like rejoicing because they finally got Trump. Supposedly finally got Trump.
You know the funny thing, Ray, what you just said that is reminiscent of Rush Limbaugh from 20, 25 years ago when he started repeating some of the things and playing back all of these. ABC said this, NBC said that, CNN
Right.
said that, and it's the exact same talking points. Exact.
Mhm.
Say, I mean, they may tweak it a little bit, but it's the same message from everybody. It's like every morning at 7 o'clock, they all get up and they look at, okay, here are your talking points for today.
Right.
March in lockstep. Okay. And I know
Sent
Glenn.
directly from the White House.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I
Whoever's
know
running it.
Glenn Beck does that. Dan Bongino does some of that. A lot of the big name talk show hosts are doing that same thing, just
So
playing
you're
those same
saying they
things.
do the same thing we do? Okay, so they're copying off of us, huh? Or
Oh
are
well,
we
yeah,
copying
yeah,
them?
but
I don't know.
yeah, pretty much. Well, they will catch up to us one day. They will catch up to us. And of course, Ray, people can view us on Facebook Live. They can view us on YouTube Live, and we are now syndicated through the OBBM network, and you can catch us on any of the syndications, any of the big major podcast networks. So we'll get that out
Speaking
of
of
the way
which,
early.
we need to go to a commercial break real quick and then come back.
Already?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Bear with me for a second. You're in here someplace. There you go. Hang on.
Hi, welcome to Heroes in Action. I'm Ray Amanat, founder and creator of this training system. I originally made it so that everyone can train for free. We have programs for kids, for women, families, and businesses. I'm an author, speaker, and educator on everything that has to do with violence and bullying prevention education. If you'd like more information about who we are and what our programs are, please go to our website at heroesinaction.us or give me a call if you have any questions at 727-314-2534. We hope to see you here to train.
And Ray, they can also reach out to you via email at ray@heroesinactionnow.org. Is that correct?
That is so correct.
Man, is that not amazing? Is that
We
not
were
amazing?
just at Fort Drum up in upstate New York, and
Yep.
we had about, including parents, kiddos, and different volunteers and staff. We had a little over 100 people that we worked with up there.
Oh, fantastic.
And we're waiting because we couldn't take pictures ourselves. They had they took all the pictures, and they're going to send all the approved pictures that we
Gotcha.
can use
Gotcha.
to us sometime this week, and I'll have that up on our Facebook page,
Very cool.
on my website, and everything later, hopefully this week.
Oh,
But it was
outstanding.
a success. Mushy got to meet everyone, and the kids loved Mushy.
Well, of course. Who
Uh,
doesn't love mushy?
yeah, we had a blast out there. And in order for us to continue programs like this, you can join our donation team by just scanning this QR code, going to our website at heroesinaction.us, and you can make a one-time or recurring donation. And what that does is it goes to all of our lectures, seminars, and training that we offer so that nobody has to pay. It's all for free. And our goal is always to try to, if we can get somebody to stop them from committing suicide or
Yeah.
from being the next active shooter or dealing with domestic violence issues or bullying issues at school, we want to make it to where people can be heroes for themselves
Yeah.
and heroes for people that don't know how to stand up for themselves as well.
You know, Ray, that's a perfect segue. You sent me a video clip earlier. Why don't I play this real short video clip? It's about 2 minutes, and it gives us a little bit of insight into what happened yesterday. So hang on.
Former President Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records on April 4th, marking the first criminal charges for any former U.S. president. The charges stem from hush money payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election, and Trump's culpability will likely hinge on the purpose of that payment. Falsifying business records in New York is a misdemeanor, but it can become a felony when there is an intent to defraud that includes an intent to commit, aid, or conceal another crime. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has alleged that Trump falsified business records to hide the payment and to cover up an illegal catch and kill scheme to influence the election.
The participant scheme was illegal. The scheme violated New York election law, which makes it a crime to conspire to promote a candidacy by unlawful means. The $130,000 wire payment exceeded the federal campaign contribution cap, and the false statements in AMI's books violated New York law.
Bragg's indictment lists 34 separate instances of alleged misconduct by Trump. Each felony count carries a maximum sentence of 4 years. But even if convicted, legal experts have suggested it is unlikely that Trump would face jail time as a first-time offender with no criminal record and a 2024 presidential candidate. In a similar hush money case in 2012, former presidential candidate John Edwards was acquitted on one count, and the jury failed to reach a verdict on 5 other charges. Trump has denied the alleged affair with Daniels and dismissed the charges after his arraignment hearing in New York.
As it turns out, virtually everybody that has looked at this case, including rhinos and even hardcore Democrats, say there is no crime and that it should never have been brought.
Ray, there are a couple of funny things in this whole scenario. Number one, Michael Cohen, his former attorney,
Right.
that is the star witness. Wait a second. He's a convicted liar, perjurer, but he's the star witness. Anyway, he is the one that made the payments to Stormy Daniels' attorney without President Trump's knowledge. Okay. That's
Right.
number one. Number two is Donald Trump did not start making the payments back to Michael Cohen until 4 months after he was elected. Now, I'm not really good on timelines, but if this is election interference, wouldn't that have to take place before the election, not after the election?
So, and that brings up the same thing, how they were all trying to um, hide everything about Hunter Biden's laptop before the election.
What
They
laptop?
didn't. They didn't want anyone to know about his horny little laptop with all the pictures and all the personal information and all the other secrets of the Biden family.
What
Uh,
laptop? What are you
because if
talking
that
about, Ray?
came out before the election, Biden would not have been president.
Ray, I don't know what you're talking about. What election? Or what laptop? I don't. I heard about that thing that was filled with Russian disinformation, but Ray, you must be delusional, buddy.
It's all a shell game that they're playing, and
Distractions, distractions.
Steve,
Gee,
thank you for your comments about our programs also. All right, let's get back to distractions. You were
okay.
talking about Stormy Daniels earlier. I think Trump called her what, horse face or something. I don't know, but what doesn't she owe him money?
Well, it's interesting. She sued him for defamation, and she lost to the tune of $500,000 that she owes him. And here's the ironic thing and the wonderful timing of this whole thing. The judge overseeing that case announced yesterday that she owes President Trump another $120,000 in legal fees.
So
Uh,
she's going to have to line up a bunch of guys and get to
right,
work
right.
in order to pay Donald Trump back.
Keep it clean, Ray. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Stop and think. This whole thing is built on nothing but lies. And President Trump has denied the affair right from the start. And so, Ray, from your perspective, okay, from a bigger world picture, if
Well, thank
if
you for that.
if you were married and it was alleged that you were having an affair and you were doing something and that alleged affair was going to impact your business, the fact that you're working with young children all the time, it's probably not a good thing for news to be brought out that you're having an affair, okay?
Right.
Or you're a sex offender or, whatever, okay? Which I know you're not, okay? So, but you would want to pay hush money to make sure that doesn't come out. And that's exactly what happened with President Trump. He's denying the affair ever happened, and he's protecting his wife and his son from all of this stuff, this garbage. So,
It's all past the statute of limitations
oh,
as far as
oh,
the case is concerned.
no way. So there's not even really a case there because there's nothing there.
Right. I mean, this should be a no case that should be dismissed out of court. And this for Bragg would be a big loss.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Ray, I am dumbfounded at all of the stuff that's going on. And the more I think about this, I'm thinking there are probably three different reasons, three primary reasons why all of this is going on. Here's number one. All of the people that are against President Trump have TDS. They have Trump derangement syndrome. You just mention the name Donald Trump and they go wackadoodle.
I was talking to someone yesterday and the radio was on and I was listening to it, and this guy was just like, oh, Trump's a bastard or this or that. He's a bully. And I tried to explain, I go, look, here's a man that everyone loved. All the Democrats were coming up to him. This is before he was president.
Yeah, give me
And
money. Give me money.
asking for money, asking
give me
what I
money.
want to rub elbows with Donald Trump. I want to take a picture with Donald Trump. Hey, can you donate to my foundation? Hey, can you give me money? And everyone was Trump's best friend. The second he became president, daggers came out and everyone hated him.
Before Ray.
And,
right.
He's been being attacked relentlessly from when he came down those escalators. Saying he was running for president.
Yeah.
So I said, he's not a bully. He's somebody that's standing up for himself and his family. He's trying to be a hero. He's trying to be a protector for himself and his family, and now for our country.
So it sounds like he is a hero in action.
Yes. I want to send him a cake.
Absolutely. A cake. Absolutely. But Ray, you stop and think about all of the lies that are surrounding everything that's going on, whether it's Russian collusion or the Stormy Daniels things or the impeachment hearings or Ukraine and that bad phone call, etc. All of these things are all based on lies. And what blows me away is when he was living in New York and doing all of the major construction, major high-rise buildings and so forth, he was employing thousands of people, but yet they don't like him. He's a great employer, but people don't like him.
Right.
And I don't get it. I don't understand that.
I guess they don't like him because he's a billionaire, but they like George Soros.
Yeah, let's not go there. We're not ready for that.
His billions.
We're not ready for that. Okay. So reason number two. So Trump derangement syndrome is number one. Number two is these are just plain evil people. They're just bad people that are going after him and trying to destroy the country. And number three, and I think this is the real reason.
Hold on. Before you go to number three.
Okay. Right. So they're just evil people. They're just evil people.
You can go on to number three. I can't find it.
Okay. All right. I think this is the number one thing. Yeah, exactly.
Number three.
Number three is President Donald Trump has dirt on every single one of them. And they are scared to death that he's going to reveal the dirt, number one. Number two is when he is put back in office again, that he is going to send out his goons and they're going to be arrested and spend time in prison because they are guilty. He hadn't done anything wrong. They are guilty.
I have a copy of a lot of that dirt right here.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Now let's see how fast Nancy Pelosi will send somebody to raid my house.
Last thing, Ray, we've got to go to another break shortly. But here's the thing with Nancy Pelosi and the moronic statement that she made a couple of days ago when she said, President Trump, everybody has the right to defend themselves or to prove their innocence. And that is backwards from the way our Constitution is written. He doesn't have to prove anything. The state has to prove that he did something wrong.
Absolutely.
So anyway, with that said, let's continue moving on. Let's talk a little. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to talk about us getting back into great health once again.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells. A true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. No drugs, no injections, no kidding.
So, Ray, about a year and a half ago, I was introduced to this amazing little patch. It's a wafer thin patch that when you put it on your body, any place on your body, it tells your stem cells to go back to work and to start working again. And here's an interesting thing that I learned along the way. By the time we reach age 60, which I have, our stem cells have pretty much gone dormant. We're only working with about 10% of our stem cells. And this actually tells our stem cells to wake up and start impacting our body in positive ways. The great thing about stem cells that most people don't know is that stem cells actually can become anything that you need. Doesn't make any difference what it is. If you have heart issues, it can become a heart cell. If you're having bone issues, it can become a bone cell or a liver cell or a kidney cell or any of the other cells that are necessary for us having a good life. And then it actually helps us to reverse the aging process. So some of the key benefits that I'm discovering myself, number one, better sleep, rapid pain relief, better focus, more energy throughout the day, and it is literally reversing the aging process. I know that based on a comment that somebody made to me back in August last year. I'd been using the patches for about 6 or 7 months at that point. Lady comes up to me at the end of a presentation I had done, and she says, I checked you out on Facebook. I said, okay, cool. What did you discover? She says, you look younger in person. It's all because of the patch. You too can look younger. So
Now,
anyway,
when we were at the LifeWave conference
yes,
in
sir.
Orlando, Florida, the founder of the patch was saying that he would get into aggressive activities with his kids playing
Yeah,
or whatever, and then we get beat up and bruised and everything else. And he's like, "I don't care. I have a patch. I can regenerate myself, and we can keep going."
exactly.
And it was funny that he said that. It's okay if you are an extreme athlete and you're out there doing stuff and you're
Absolutely.
hurting yourself, then yes, you can regenerate your
Yeah,
body to get back to full health
yeah,
so you can continue doing it.
exactly.
So if you're a
Fat,
professional athlete out there and you would like more information, get a hold of Steve.
there are a lot of professional athletes that are taking advantage of the patches. I mean, they're just they really are. I'm not going to say it's a miracle cure because we don't profess that we cure anything. Absolutely, absolutely. But I tell you what, I feel a whole lot better. Friend of mine, one last real quick story. Friend of mine, Janet, had a metabolic panel taken. I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. Janet is in her early 60s. The results came back that she was in her late 40s. That is a result of using the patches. So let's continue on, Mr. Avenant. What else do we have going on? Anything else in particular?
We had another slide I think that you were going to show.
Well, what was the other
It was
slide?
a take up. We're going to talk a little bit more of that from last week with Mr. Olinsky, I believe.
Yes, yes.
We want to
So,
keep talking about this and keep talking about this because America, we need you to wake up
yep,
and see
absolutely.
what's actually happening to our country because it's right in front of your eyes. You got to
Yeah,
take the blinders off
exactly.
and do your homework.
Yep.
It's trust but verify. Don't trust us.
No,
Go
trust
do
us.
your own research, do your homework,
And trust
and
us.
trust what you find.
Trust us. We're
Okay.
reliable. Okay. All right. So back in the early 70s, Saul Alinsky, known Marxist, communist, just socialist, evil guy. He came up with his doctrine of 8 steps to topple a nation. They are control healthcare, increase poverty, increase debt, go for gun control, increase the welfare state, control education, remove religion from the public square, and then develop more class warfare. Okay, and all you have to do is just turn on the news on a daily basis, and every single one of these is being implemented today.
100%.
Yep. You look at the control of healthcare. Everybody that was, you have to take the shot. It's a government mandate. That's controlling healthcare. Okay.
Right.
They are doing everything they possibly can to increase poverty. What did Donald Trump do while he was in office first term? He decreased poverty.
Right.
Okay. Now, Trump did come out, or he did get the warp speed program to get the vaccines pushed through faster. Okay, not 100% on board with what he did there, but
What was that? What was that? Where they passed the bill or they made a law where you can try any drug
yes,
for whatever
yes,
disease, and that's pretty much what warp speed was.
yes,
It wasn't mandating that you take the jab. It
exactly.
was like, it's there, but then
Right.
here's hydroxychloroquine. Here's some other things that you
Yep.
can also take. He
Yep.
was putting it out there where if you want to try it, then
Yep.
you can. Yeah,
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
they didn't start making it a mandate until Biden got into
Yeah.
office.
True. That's true. So increased debt. Our debt from the country is up to $31 trillion. I believe that's the latest number. 20 years ago it was about 5 trillion. So look at what has happened. The left is trying to destroy the country. They are trying to take our guns away. We talked about that a little bit last week after the Nashville shooting. And it's interesting. That was a man that was pretending to be a woman. No, I'm sorry, a woman that was pretending to be a man, or was it a boy that was, or a girl that was pretending to be an adult, anyway, she was playing make believe. Okay.
And it came out that she had premeditated this
Yes.
weeks in advance,
Yes, exactly.
specifically targeting Christian schools.
Yep. So gun control would have done nothing to prevent any of this from happening. The welfare state is growing. Donald Trump, again, tried to reduce the welfare state. In fact, he had the lowest unemployment rates in the Black and Hispanic communities
And women.
ever, and women, yes. And so he was trying to destroy some of the things that Saul Alinsky says we need to do, controlling education. Okay, and we've talked about that in the past. Some of the garbage books that are in school libraries these
Well,
days.
let's see that image that you have.
Which one?
The school the person reading a book to the
Oh,
kiddos.
Ray, you don't really want me to show that to you?
Yes, I do. I mean, I know our listening audience can't see these images. So if
Yeah,
you're
but
listening to us, you could always go back to our YouTube page or Facebook page.
yeah,
But it's the drag queen reading a book about being a drag queen, I guess, to a bunch of
yeah.
elementary school kids.
Yeah, these are youngsters. These are, 5, 6, 7, 8 year olds, something like that. And there are a couple of adults standing in the background, and I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with these adults that they are allowing this crap to be
They're
done
being
with these children?
they're being guilted into allowing this crap, in
Well,
my opinion. This
y-
is my opinion,
Ray,
because they don't to offend the drag queens or the cross dressers or the homosexual community.
don't give a rip because you're trying to groom our children, and
I
that
know.
is
It's
wrong.
sick.
That is right. It's worse than sick, Ray. It is worse than sick. And it's just I gotta
Nobody
tell you,
should be giving these people the time of day. This is what it should sound like when they go to read a book. And then get the hell out of our school. Why are they going to elementary schools and trying to indoctrinate kids into a lifestyle that they're already confused to begin with? Let them be kids.
You
Let
know,
them grow and learn on their own time and their own dime with their parents educating them on this, not the schools.
exactly. Ray, I remember when I was growing up. Now I know you're a lot younger than I am, and you probably didn't play these games, but I remember when I was a youngster, we played Cowboys and Indians, and we were Army men and so forth. And you look at things that were going on
Oh,
20, 30, 40 years ago. We live in a world where you cannot pretend to be an Indian because it's offensive. You may hurt somebody's feeling, okay? But a grown man can pretend to be a girl or a
so
woman.
I posted this. Those of you that are listening, that it's a meme that I posted on my Facebook page. Which you just go to Ray Almanat, you'll see it. Or I think I posted it on Heroes in Action and posted it on Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve as well. It's an image of two kids dressing up as cowboys and Indians, stating that we live in a world where your child cannot pretend to be an Indian, but a grown man can pretend to be a woman. And some of the feedback that I got from this was just, oh my gosh. They're like, how insensitive I am, and how glad that I no longer live in St. Louis, that I'm in Florida now, and good riddance to me, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. When you have teams that they're trying to get them to get rid of what was the Redskins,
Yeah,
and they're trying to make it. They're taking down books, Dr. Seuss books, and other
yeah.
books
Insane.
that are offensive, and they don't want kids to dress up because cowboys and Indians. Oh, that's mass execution of the Indians, but they'll let them play video games that are very graphic and that can kill 1,000 people in one sitting, and say, "Mom, Dad, I got high score for killing the most zombies." It's priorities are not where they should be.
So
Yeah, there's that image again.
which is better, Ray? Young children playing cowboys and Indians, or a man dressing up as a drag queen trying to indoctrinate little children?
I'd take cowboys and Indians every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ray, there's another little illustration. I don't think I showed this one to you, but
Ah,
for our audience, there's a picture of the solar system, and we have Mercury and Venus and Earth actually is a clown face, and Mars and Jupiter. And here's why it came across that way. The best female swimmer is a male. This was as of last year. Okay, the best female cyclist is a male. The best female runner is a male. The best female Jeopardy player is a male. Uh, a male wins Woman of the Year, and
uh-huh.
a male wins a woman's beauty pageant. And no wonder our solar system, it looks like Earth is a clown.
Oh,
I'm
I thought that was a picture of our what's her face, the press secretary for Joe Biden.
KJP. Oh, right. I think we need to rescue ourselves. We need to go to another break right about now. So, yeah, exactly. So, hang on, Ray.
Now your DFW events can be listed on the DFW events segment of OBBM Network News. New episodes posted each week are reaching people right here in your own backyard. Get in on this. Now it's affordable to reach thousands of people in new markets, offering exposure to your professional network like never before. Get us your listing by Tuesday at noon, and you'll be included in the following week's release on Monday. Email info@offbeatbusiness.com for our digital media kit and discover a better way to reach DFW. Not hosting events? Your business will benefit from the exposure our events list generates. Take advantage of brand exposure on the ticker or with the logo graphic, video advertisement, even a QR code. Click on our QR code to access our digital media kit now.
Ray, I am so thrilled to be part of the OBBM network, and I'm beyond words because we're on all of the major podcast networks. We're even on Rumble. That was one of my big things when we got started with this. I wanted to be on Rumble. So, folks, if you would like more information about the OBBM network, or you would like to become one of our sponsors, either our program or one of the other great programs on OBBM, then reach out to us.
So, the sponsors that we're looking for are people that are not afraid of taboo talk or the
Yep,
topics that we talk about. I
exactly.
mean, we want like-minded, freedom-thinking people,
Yep,
patriots of our country that are not afraid. If we say something or whatever that goes against the grain, we hope that you would support us and continue supporting us. So we're looking for like-minded people to support us through sponsoring our ads or sponsoring whatever they have, get their services.
yep,
And we would love an opportunity to go on Newsmax or One American News or Fox News.
absolutely. And
Come
and
on,
if you guys know Mike Lindell and you want to connect us with him or somebody else for advertising purposes, we would not turn it down. I'll assure you of that. But also, if you know somebody that you think would be good for us to interview on the program that has some good conservative viewpoints, but you know what? I'm not opposed to having somebody that is counter to what we have to say, and let's have a little jousting match. Let's have some fun.
friendly debate. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So,
I mean, I'm
Ray,
not gonna do anything like this, but you just never know.
all right. Here's something, and I totally agree. So one of the things when all of the stuff started coming out about the indictments, one of the early thoughts that I had was, okay, if they can do that to Trump based on some made up state things that are going on,
They could do
I
it to you. They could do it to me. They could do it to any
You-
taxpayer.
Well, but Ray, if a state can bring charges against a president and national election issues, okay, I don't know how they're getting away with that, but he's trying to. What if I don't know. In a number of states, there are attorneys general that they could start pressing charges against certain people that are maybe affiliated with the White House, maybe a son of somebody,
Well, we
considering.
need to get it's one thing the Democratic states are doing that I don't think the Republican or red states are doing. And the Democratic states are actually fighting back. They're the ones that are
Yeah,
doing the lawsuits and going after things. We
exactly.
need to be talking to our senators. We need to be talking to our attorney generals that why don't they get the goods on some of the Democratic candidates that have a shady background or shady history and do the same, give them a taste of their own medicine, but in a legal way
Yeah,
and not in a way that's wasting tax dollars. It's in a
exactly.
way that you're going after them because they are wasting tax dollars.
Well, but Ray, we can go a little bit a step farther than that, because my understanding is there are crimes that were shown on a mysterious laptop that was obviously Russian disinformation, and those crimes committed were done so in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Florida, some other red states. Why don't the attorneys general in those states go after the crimes that are revealed in this supposed laptop that came from Russian disinformation? Why not?
Correct.
I mean, if Bragg can go after Donald Trump on made up charges, we have the evidence. They have the evidence where crimes were committed. So why don't the attorneys general go after said owner of fictitious laptop that was Russian disinformation?
Now, one of our viewers or listeners said if Trump can be convicted on enough crimes, he could always run as a Democrat.
No, there's no way because he wouldn't be convicted. He couldn't possibly be a Democrat. So that's a good point though. So but stop and think about this. When you look back, and let's turn the clock back, and you look at some of the things that other predecessors have done, and the similar, well, I can't say sim. I mean, Bill Clinton. How much did he pay Paula Jones? Yeah, exactly. $700,000 as a settlement for what he did. And then I don't know what the settlement was with Monica Lewinsky, but the same kind of thing with Bill Clinton. And you look at some of the things that Obama did when he was in office. Exactly. And then some of the
Oh, bummer.
yes, exactly. And some of the things that the Bushes did, we don't have enough time to go into that. But there are so many other things that have taken place with previous presidents. Then we started out the show by talking about the 1,850 boxes of classified documents, but yet now they're my
Where were
understanding.
they? Where?
Well, they were
In
all over the place.
Chinatown.
Some found in Chinatown, yes. How did they
Oh,
get there? They were put in somebody's car, unsecured, and taken to another location. And these are classified documents, number one. Number two, Joe Biden never had the authority to have the documents, much less move them to one place or another. He was a
and we're
senator,
not. And this is what we're getting from the Republicans.
unfortunately. Although,
They're not going after it. They're not bringing attention to it. They're not, asking for, more information to come out so that the whole general public can know about it.
yep, yep. Well, and
It's starting to come out, but it's because some people are actually doing their job and
yeah,
they're digging a little deeper. But the people that are in charge, they need to take that information and start taking action.
Jim Jordan and James Comer, thank you both because they're
Yeah.
they're going after the things. They're discovering what's going on. There were over 150 Ray, what are these things called? The suspicious banking reports. Over 150 of those based directly affiliated with the Biden family.
Right.
And banks have to reveal those things. Well, now James Comer has a lot of those records, and the evidence is there. So that stuff is going to be coming out soon. So I'm thrilled that we have some real conservatives that are in office that are going after some of these crimes that the Biden family has committed.
Well,
So
I 100% agree with you and with our viewer that says Republicans are playing defense and not effective offense. Only
exactly,
a few. And the only
exactly.
way we can get the Republicans to go on offense is all of you guys, all of our viewers, all of our listeners need to go to your representatives, your
Yes,
congressmen, your attorney generals, and you need to say,
yeah,
look, get off your butt and do your job because
exactly,
you're representing me.
exactly.
And right now, you're not representing me. And if you don't do that, then I will go out personally and uh, support somebody else that will represent me, and
Yeah,
you will be out of a job in the next election.
yep. We
Do
just
your job.
Yeah, we all need to be on the offense instead of being on the defense. We have to stop worrying about what people are going to say and what the national press is going to say because we know that the national press hates conservatives. So what difference does it make? Let's give them a reason to hate us more by standing up to the lies, standing up to the
Right.
garbage that's going on.
You,
So
you know, when I teach boxing, I have somebody that's never been in a fight before, and all they do is cover up, and they cover up, and they just take it, and they
yeah,
take it, and they take it. I'm like, well, you're not going to be a very good boxer if you're not going to take chances, if you're not going to take risks. Would you rather just be a punching bag, or would you rather be the one punching?
yeah, exactly.
And we as Americans have to start hitting back. You know, that does not mean physically go out and beat people up. I'm not
Exactly.
saying that.
Yeah.
But we have to start doing the right things
Exactly.
to get back to following our Constitution and our Bill of Rights.
Yep. And Ray, I think what you're saying there, what I'm hearing you saying is we're not condoning violence, but
No,
we still have to stand up for ourselves.
that's the whole point behind Heroes in Action is learn how to assert and stand up for yourselves.
Right. And unfortunately, our time has come. I can't believe that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. We're so glad you had this time together. Anyway, with that said, folks, like, share, subscribe, comment on our broadcast. Send us topics that you'd like us to talk about. Send us people that you think we would be good at talking with, and tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and let's make this a fun part of your day.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on our next episode.
All right. Be blessed, my friend.
You too.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve. If you have suggestions for topics you would like us to discuss, or you would like to become a sponsor, reach out to us today at tabootalkwithrayansteve@gmail.com. In the meantime, check out the other amazing programs on OBBM Network on all your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Join us again for another fun and informative opinion-based episode. This is Taboo Talk with Ray and Steve.